very good evening to you and welcome to the news. I'm Sarah Dadewe Apa. The highlights. Governor Oyedire calls for paradigm shift in the jail struggle. Nigeria police warn perpetrators to desist from criminal acts or face consequences. Plus, organized labor rejects federal government's 48,000 naira minimum wage offer. And now details. Governor Oyedire calls for a paradigm shift in the jail struggle. The Bayelsa State Governor made a call on Thursday at the Chief DSP Alamisia Banquet Hall during the public lecture and dinner night organized as part of activities marking the 2024 Isaac Boro Day. Governor Diri proclaimed that intellectual militancy is the way to go moving forward. Government House correspondent George Ameli was there and now completes the report.
The 2024 Isaac Boro Day on Thursday kick-started at the Heroes Memorial Park in Yenagua with wreath laying. The event thereafter continued at the Chief DSP Alamiesia Banquet Hall with a public lecture and gala night. Isaac Boro stood against the oppression of the jail race occasioned by deprivation, including oil spillage, degradation of the land, amongst others. These informed the just struggle for self-actualization.
One historical struggle is that of Isaac Boro. He is the symbol of the struggle. Born on Saturday, September 10, 1938, he formed the Niger Delta Volunteer Forces in 1964, and of course, launched the 12-day revolution in 1966. Boro and his men continued the battle, although it was short-lived, as by the end of 12 days, the Nigerian government were able to quash the revolution.
Self-actualization includes:
the Kama Declaration called for the political and economic emancipation of the Niger Delta region and demanded greater control over the region's natural resources, including oil and gas. The Joy Youth Council also demanded that the Nigerian government address the environmental degradation and human rights abuses caused by oil exploitation and production in the region. The struggle for self-actualization encompassed autonomy, resource control, self-actualization, environmental justice, and greater representation in government.
For Governor Oyedire, even though deprivation persists, the approach to curtailing it should change.
As the circumstances of that season may have required armed militant intervention, the strategy should now tilt decisively in favor of intellectual militancy. Networking with critical stakeholders and conscious building across geopolitical zones. This shift in approach reflect the evolving nature of our struggle and the present global reality.
The struggle continues.
Anything short of the steadfast commitment and clear-eyed appreciation of the disequilibrium and absence of true fiscal federalism that instigated the struggle will result in a diluted version and perversion of our collective mission. This clarion call underscores the importance of maintaining the uncompromising spirit of Boro legacy in our modern-day pursuit of justice and self-determination.
56 years after his death, Isaac Boro is still remembered and celebrated not only as an Ijaw hero, but also as a Nigerian patriot. From the DSP Banquet Hall in Yenagua, George Ameli reporting for NDTV News.
The Zonal Command of the Nigeria Police Force, covering Bayelsa and Rivers State, has warned troublemakers to shelve their criminal intention or face the wrath of the law, as the Zonal Command is poised to bring perpetrators of criminal activities to book. The Zonal Police Public Relations Officer, Chief Superintendent of Police, Ikwo Kevin Lafiai, gave the warning at a press conference at the zonal headquarters in Yenagua. Correspondent in Nebraton Priye gives us details.
According to the zonal spokesperson, the command under the new AIG is focused on using community policing strategy to name insecurity on the board.
Tell the members of the public that the Nigerian Police Force especially Zone 16, is out to fight every forms of crime and criminality within its AOR.
She emphasized that following the IGP's zero tolerance to crime and criminality, the zone will condone all hideout of perpetrators of crime to guarantee peace and security in Rivers and Bayelsa states.
Criminal, there is no hiding place for them. They will be fished out. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but they will be fished out.
For those abiding by the law, CSP Iko lauded their effort in keeping faith with the zone and promised greater collaboration in days to come.
So we advise them to either turn a new leaf or leave the vicinity of Zone 16 headquarters.
From the zonal headquarters in Yenagoa, I am Nebaraton Pri, reporting for NDTV News.
The bill to ban tricycles from plying major highways in the state metropolis has held second reading in the Bayelsa House of Assembly. This followed the subsequent amendment of the 2012 motorcycle bill to include tricycles. Assembly correspondent in Nebaraton Pri tells us more.
Leader of the House, who was represented by his deputy, Honorable Bernard Kenba, said the originating bill, which was enacted in 2012, has served its purpose, but that because of the dynamism of the society, the amendment being sought is in two key areas: the jurisdiction of the law, the area that covers the authority to grant permits should now reside with the governor and not with the commissioner for transport, as it is in the original law.
We need to safeguard lives and properties as a result of the incessant motorcycle accidents that people were being exposed to. And secondly, the need to reduce crime using the instrumentality of the motorcycle, which was so rampant at that time. Life is permanent. And so we are open to improvements at every point in time. And so there comes a need now for this law to be looked at, improved on by way of amendments. Mr. Speaker, my short presentation affects the specific areas that the amendment is actually affecting. The basis for this bill today, which we amend, is as a result of two key areas, which is Section 1 of the principal law of ourselves. It's an appointee of the governor. And in essence, the authority comes from the governor. So why do you limit it to a commission? And Mr. Speaker, I was privileged to be part of the second before the last Security Council meeting when this issue came up. His Excellency himself raised this issue. Why a commission? Why not myself? And so that brought about the need for the amendment of this law. And the areas of jurisdiction that Section 1 deals with.
In their individual contributions, Honorable Michael Ogbere, Teddy Elemefro, Tariq Pori all applauded the wisdom behind the amendment sought.
How not a police officer does not give you to own a private motorcycle, except such motorcycles are on official duty and you are first sought and obtain the permission from the issuing authority. So with the authority now completely residing in His Excellency, and of course there is also a caveat. What I'm happy is that there is always a caveat. And the caveat is that His Excellency delegating same to any officer within
two passage of this amendment, because it is timely for us. Any injury to the people that we represent or anybody is like injury to all. Because
that's haven't solved the problem completely, because some of the neighboring communities that formed part of the neighboring metropolis, they were still using Okada, this motorcycle bike. And that's in some of these areas were still recording such accident victims.
The jurisdiction of the new law, when passed, will cover the whole of Yenagoa metropolis, adjoining communities including Akudama Ikpetiama and Barain clan. The bill was later referred to the House Committee on Transport and they are to report back to the House in 2 weeks. From the State House of Assembly in Yenagoa, I am Nebaraton Pri Reporting for NDTV News.
A director in the Ministry of Information and fellow of the Institute of Mass Communication and Information of Nigeria, Comrade Seyefa Ozaka, has said that professional ethical values in Nigeria are being eroded. The director stated this during the 50-minute NDTV's live current affairs program, Insights. Correspondent Mercy Francis Poazi tells us more.
Today in Nigeria, many professional ethics values have begun to go with the wind as many professions now look at their professional economic growth, which has increased the yearning for personal selfishness and public corruption. This according to a director in Ministry of Information and former Vice President Zone F of the NUJ, Comrade Seyefa Ozaka, who also added that the professional ethical values have been eroded.
Like NUJ, Nigerian Union of Journalists, as a professional body, there are ethics. Are we following the ethics? The Medical Association of Nigeria, there are ethics. Are they following the ethics? Even in the civil service, work ethics and value, are they following? I want to categorically say to everyone's hearing in Nigeria that ethics in all of this we have mentioned has been eroded.
When reacting to more questions, Comrade Ozaka revealed that lack of moral education from the parents to their children has caused the habit of borrowing culture, which has in turn led to failure in professional ethical values in the country.
In light of all of this borrowed culture, we think we are now more educated, more enlightened than our old parents. Our old parents are more knowledgeable and better than us today, that even you're a PhD holder, you claim. What is the content of character in you that is good? Our old parents, their behavior is better than you. And those of us that grew from the hand of those people are very much disciplined than today's children. Why some big men children are drug addicts? Why some big men children are yahoo, whatever they call them? Why some parents cannot even control their children in discipline? Is because of this borrowed culture, this person, child right. Which child right?
On his advice, Ozaka has this to say.
The only thing I said, this country can be sanitized again. I wish the likes of Jerry Rawlings in Ghana those days appear in Nigeria. Clear the needed debris, clear all of them out, then start afresh. I think people will take correction.
Mercy Francis Poazi reporting for NDTV News.
Organized labor yesterday shunned a meeting of the Tripartite Committee on National Minimum Wage over what it described as government's insulting proposal of 48,000 naira. Recall that organized labor negotiating team under the auspices of Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, and its Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC counterpart, had on Wednesday walked out of the meeting after rejecting the government's new minimum wage proposal of 48,000 naira. They contended that the government's offer was not only insulting the sensibilities of Nigerian workers, but also falling significantly short of meeting their needs and aspirations. As if responding to Labour's demand, the government has pleaded with organized labor to return to the negotiation table, promising to shift ground. Chairman of the Tripartite Committee on NNMW and a representative of the federal government, Buka Aji, in a letter to the president of NLC, Joe Ajero, dated May 16, 2024, announced Tuesday, May 21, has a new date for the resumption of negotiations. And on the entertainment scene, updates on the arrest of Nigerian musician Portable. For these and other reports, let's join Ibrahim Asanat on Entertainment News.
Following the arrest of controversial Nigerian musician Habib Okikiola, popularly known as Portable, over an unpaid debt incurred from the purchase of a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. A video clip of the incident has generated a range of reactions on social media. Many claim that the singer was not treated fairly by the Nigerian police force. In response to the outcry, the police public relations officer, Prince Olumuyiwa Adejobi, stated that the Nigerian police force had made some observations and the state commissioner of police would address the issues. Despite the controversy, Portable appears to have returned home, sharing new pictures on his Instagram page with caption, "God is bigger than everything." A creative Nigerian baker identified as Ayodele Franca Enyelere has stunned netizens after she displayed the magnificent cake she made. According to the baker, she was inspired to design her cake from the outfit worn by Nollywood actress Osas Ighodaro at the African Magic Viewers' Choice Award (AMVCA) 2024. The curves of the actress, displayed in the classic attire, were replicated on the cake, making it look perfect. The baker excitedly flaunted her creativity in a video she shared on her Instagram handle and cut some parts of the cake to prove the authenticity of her craft. The funeral service for the late Nollywood actor John Odowondo, popularly known as Junior Pope, has commenced at St. Peter's Catholic Parish, Ukehe, Enugu State. The 43-year-old actor died alongside 4 other members of his crew on April 10 when their boat capsized in the Annam River while returning from a movie shoot. His family had earlier revealed that he would be laid to rest on May 17th in his hometown, Ukeme, Igwe-Etiti local government area of Enugu State. Family, friends, and colleagues were present to pay tribute and bid farewell to the deceased as he is finally laid to rest. Rest in peace, Junior Pope. And I am Ibrahim Asenat reporting for NDTV Entertainment News.
And to the ever-busy world of sports, Osimhen, the current African Player of the Year, did not train with his teammates on Monday, making him the most recent Super Eagles player to sustain an injury while on club duty. For more on sports, let's join Ayemi Miene.
Osimhen, the current African Player of the Year, did not train with his teammates on Monday, making him the most recent Super Eagles player to sustain an injury while on club duty. Newly appointed Super Eagles head coach Finidi George is running out of options ahead of the 2 World Cup qualifiers against South Africa in Uyo and the Benin Republic in Abidjan next month. Victor Osimhen has joined the likes of injured players like Moses Simon, Tyrone Ebueyi, Bruno Oyemechi and Zaidu Sanusi on the sidelines. Due to a hamstring injury, Samuel Chukwueze of AC Milan is also doubtful. Finidi, who was appointed by the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) on a short-term 1-year contract, now faces the possible absence of 3 key players from the Super Eagles 2023 African Cup of Nations squad, with barely 3 weeks to the first game against South Africa. As part of the undercard featuring Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, undefeated British fighter Mark Chamberlain will make his way back to Saudi Arabia to challenge Nigerian fighter Joshua Oluwaseun Wahab for the World Boxing Council lightweight silver title. Chamberlain has established himself, having demonstrated his formidable punching power in March by taking out his countryman Gavin Gwynne in Saudi Arabia. Joshua solidified his reputation in March at the Police College Ikeja in Lagos, Nigeria by stopping Siriku Shogbeshon in 11 rounds. The game will only be available on the DAZN. I am Ayemi Miene for NDTV Sports.
Well, that report on sports will bring to you the end of today's bulletin. But before we go, we'll take another local stories that made headlines. Governor Oyedere calls for a paradigm shift in the Ijaw struggle. We also brought you a report that the Zonal Command of the Nigeria Police Force, covering Bayelsa and Rivers State, has warned troublemakers to shelve their criminal intention or face the wrath of the law, as the Zonal Command is poised to bring perpetrators of criminal activities to book. And finally, organized labor yesterday shunned a meeting of the Tripartite Committee on National Minimum Wage over what it described as government's insulting proposal of 48,000 naira. That's our bulletin for tonight. Thanks for watching. I'm Sarah Dadewe Apa. Good night.